So when you say people like you, right? I want to peel back that onion a little bit there. What do you mean by people like you?
People like me who stay lit.
Okay.
And for me, lit stands for limitless, intentional, and thoughtful. Lit, limitless. Take the limits off. There is no box.
Correct.
Who did that? Intentional. Have an intent. Do it with a reason that's not going to make you quit. Remember we were talking about wanting to quit. You might want to, but you won't. Because I intended to do that. I did that on purpose. And T is for thoughtful. Being thoughtful of self first and being thoughtful of others.
What's up, ladies and gents? This is Mike Headley, host of the Headley Group Real Estate Show. The podcast was designed to show business professionals who happens to have a license to sell real estate how you can make money outside of just selling a piece of property. We are talking to entrepreneurs that's making things happen. Continue to tune in. Hey, ladies and gents, this is Mike Headley. We are back. Another great episode on the Headley Group Real Estate Show. Listen, every time I always talk about we got a treat for you. We got something awesome for you. We got something fabulous for today. This young lady right here. And one thing about our show, like I said, we keep it real. We keep it honest. Was on social media. Scrolling through the page, really scouting and see who I can bring in to have a huge impact with the team. So I'm looking, and she came across my feed. And I watched some more videos. Watch some more, resonated with her. Reached out to her, and I said, listen, love to have you in house. I would like for you to come in, pour into our business. She agreed. Life coach, speaker, author, inspirational powerhouse. We want to give a warm welcome to the incomparable. I want to mess her name up. Camela Chavers, also known as Professor D. How you doing, man?
See what I'm saying?
Did I mess it up?
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Go ahead and correct me if I mess it up.
Mom, I told you, why you keep doing that to me for the rest of my life?
What's up? Did I mess it up?
You know what? However you felt.
Okay. So we going to say Professor D, right? That's what she says. Hey, call me Professor D. How you doing?
Hey, I'm Camtastic.
Let's give her. Hey. So listen.
Actually, I'm like on the real human side of me.
Okay.
I am a little tired because, I traveled this morning.
That's right.
I brought a few extra bags with me, but it's all good.
You are, Professor D. Listen, first of all, your resume is impeccable. I mean, you, in terms of what you do, what you don't do, and we're going to get into all that good stuff. I want to take it back to the beginning, because what I saw was inspiration, just energy and life spewing out of you. Usually that comes from a certain place. The why, the drive. Talk to us about that. Where does that come from that make you to the person where you are now?
I was really born on purpose. Okay, you were born on purpose. He, she, whatever. But when you realize at an early age that you lit. And sometimes I have to talk to my mom. I say, like, I really was like that though, right? Since the beginning. And she said, yeah. Like lit, like moving, energy. I can remember being in church. I can actually remember this as a young girl, 3-ish, 4. Some people can't even remember yesterday. But there are several things in our lives that happen that are profound, and I actually talk about this in my book, Lit for Life. The pastor was preaching, I was moving, and it was a big church, and I got in the middle of the aisle, and I just wanted to like turn flips and just kind of look at everybody, and people looking at me and things. And my mom is tripping, like, let me get this girl. She had me at 19. She had my sister at 16, had me at 19. By this point, she like 22, 23. embarrassed, the pastor said, let her be. She like, what? He said, let her be. And believe it or not, that let her be, it is me. Just let me be. If I see something and I want to do it, let me be. So that pastor was very instrumental in, I wanted to join the choir and I was too young. Let her be, let her do it. My sister was getting baptized. I wanted to get baptized. I was too young. Let her be, let her do it. And so I've done that throughout my life. Sometimes it gets me into trouble because there's rules in place for people like me. And there's rules in place for people who need rules to be in place. But then there's people like me who also break the rules because the rules normally are made for fools. That's on another time.
Exactly. So when you say people like you, right? I want to peel back that onion a little bit there. What do you mean by people like you?
People like me who stay lit. And for me, lit stands for limitless, intentional, and thoughtful. Lit, limitless. Take the limits off. There is no box.
Correct.
Who did that? Intentional. Have an intent. Do it with a reason that's not going to make you quit. Remember we were talking about wanting to quit. You might want to, but you won't. Because I intended to do that. I did that on purpose. And T is for thoughtful. Being thoughtful of self first. And being thoughtful of others.
What would you say? Hold on, before I dive into that, please. Would you call yourself a speaker?
I mean, that's what they said. I probably should put on my flyers. It's a limit, though. Can I tell you what I call myself?
Please.
Purpose Activator.
Purpose Activator. Okay.
Do you remember the Jerry Curl Activator?
Yes.
It was called Activator.
Okay.
Act. I'm going to make your curl act right.
Gotcha.
So it's going to act like it. So glow.
It was a comment to
So glow.
Gotcha.
It's going to act like a curl should act. So Purpose Activator is sometimes you need somebody to come in and activate something that's already there. It's already there.
That's true.
You know, it's funny working with this technology. Well, the power is on, but you ain't plugged in right.
Jewel, yeah, that. Matter of fact, that's gotta get on close. You ain't plugged in right.
The power be on. Something ain't connecting. You ever notice that?
I do.
So what you got to do? You gonna just say I ain't doing this, or are you gonna pause and reroute and reconsider and reactivate? Turn it off and then turn it back on and reset. That's what they're gonna tell you to do. If you got an iPhone, the first thing they tell you to do is what? Reset. Turn it off. Turn it back on. But no, am I going to lose anything? You ain't going to lose nothing but yourself if you stay in that same place.
Why do you think people can't hit that switch? I know it could be a number of things. But
why they can't?
Cannot hit that switch to activate.
It's the programming that we have. It's the education versus indoctrination. It's the things in our subconscious that are always controlling our behavior, but we don't even realize it's controlling our behavior. Your subconscious has your childhood experiences, your habits, your routines, and we can't turn it off until we reset and reprogram. So your subconscious, since you were 5 years old or since you were 3 years old, you can remember saying your prayer over your food.
Correct.
You do that no matter what. You don't care where you are. You're not embarrassed. You could be at the finest restaurant. You could be at McDonald's, but you're going to pray over your food because that's a program that you have working on you since you can remember. Right? Okay, you lived in a certain house for 15 years. You know how to get home with your eyes closed. Sometimes you wonder, how did you get home? Because your subconscious mind made sure you got there.
I agree.
So people are afraid to say, that doesn't work anymore.
Okay.
It doesn't work anymore. It's almost like your own old school tradition. You can be your own old school tradition and not want to change. And you're looking at your grandmother, or you're looking at the church, or you're looking at schools and saying, well, that don't work no more. But neither does the program that you're trying to work on you. It's just not working anymore.
So does people need, I think you kind of said it, a deprogramming, a fresh start, or a change, clearly change of the mindset, or does it go deeper than that?
Yeah, because think about this. When you think about your phone, I like to use things that are relevant.
Correct.
Okay. I'm always going to be real, relevant, and raw. I don't know how raw I can get. So I'm going to go ahead and be relevant right now.
Nah, you get raw.
You know,
this is not
curse words. We don't even know who made those words up anyway.
That's right.
That's another show. But when you think about the relevance of something, what's relevant to you is not relevant to me.
That's right.
You may not need a full reprogramming. Oh, but you will need to be reprogrammed. And when I say reprogram, it's almost like, okay, I'll go back to the phone. Updates. You get updates all the time. Why? I just did an update last week. We found a bug.
Y'all catch that? Yeah, break it down for them.
We found a bug. Software update. We found out that the messaging wasn't doing something. There was a glitch. Something popped off. So we have to update the program that you already have. So it may not be that you have a program that's wrong. It may be that you need to update that. You feel me?
I got you. That, and the reason why I asked that, because we all know mental health is so important. I mean, clearly you see it around us so much. And I think we don't acknowledge it, that how important it is. The reason why I asked you that, do you consider yourself a speaker? Because you've been doing this for how long?
Since I was allowed to be let.
I like that. You see that?
No.
I love it though. I love it. No, but I like that.
Because your problem usually is the purpose. Your problem usually is the promise. But people want to take you away from that. And everybody can't get back to it. So that's all I'm doing is redirecting you. And that's why Professor D wants to teach you how to read. Yes, I'm a real professor. And I'm a real educator. I was a professor for 10 years at Central State. And when you teach somebody how to read, there's developmental properties that come with that. So read for me is refine, empower, activate, and deliver. Refine, reset, reprogram, whatever you need to do, you need to reread sometime. Okay? Empower. Sometimes you just need somebody to come over and, yo, you see that?
Gotcha.
You already got it. You already won, dude. You already got it.
That's true.
I'm power. But if I rely on everybody else to do what I can already do from within, sometimes I just need somebody to show me, like, look, check this out. Tie your own shoe. Ride your own bike. Fix your own car.
And the reason why, like I said, I'm gonna go back to the length, because I think over probably 20 years. Can I throw that out?
Oh, you definitely can go to over 25.
Over 25 years. So the experience is there, right? You mentioned you're a professor, still a professor now, right?
Yeah, I'm just taking time off to write because I'm writing a few books.
Few books, okay. And that's why I want to kind of highlight your accolades, right? Because we're here to salute you, right? Right, because we're gonna keep diving into this piece where the audience can pull on to. But I really want to kind of zone in on you. You mentioned Lit for Life, name of the book.
Yes.
You wrote this book how long ago?
A couple of years.
Couple years ago. And the what inspired? Was it because of when you was little? Hey, let her be. something different.
You know how you probably, have you started writing a book yet?
Have not, but it's on the.
How many people have started writing a book? How many people have started writing a book in your head? How many people have started writing a book on paper, in your phone? And so what happens, life continues to happen and you keep adding chapters and you pull back and say, not yet, I don't want to put it out yet. But there's going to be something profound that happens that is going to require you to do it. And if you don't, you're going to feel a certain type of way.
The regret piece?
Mm-hmm. Somebody going to write a book about what you're talking about.
Ooh. Right? So why don't let it be you? Why
not you? So when I was teaching health at Central State University, which is a HBCU in Ohio.
Nice.
And they gave me this book. They said, this is your lecture book. This is what, you're going to teach the students from. I said, this is Katie.
Gotcha.
This is Brian. Where Devontae? Where Keisha at?
That's right.
So I literally kept going away from the book.
Okay.
I wasn't really teaching towards the book. And the book cost a lot. So my students, they didn't want to buy that book. Like $135.
Correct.
And they still didn't see Keisha. So they did this to me. They started pressing on me. And I'm like, all right. Start coming out. It doesn't always have to be something bad that happens to you. And that's another problem. We think we always have to be a victim to get the story. It doesn't take that. See, that's a program working on your mind. Like, oh, I just heard that story. My story's not like that. Everybody is not going to have the same story.
That's true.
Think about all the fairy tales,
Correct.
Growing up. What was the fairy tales about? Cinderella.
Three Little Pigs. Red Riding Hood.
You see what I'm saying? So when things press on you to get out what's already in there, you're going to start leaking. And I started leaking. They was pressing. They had questions. And life, through me, was giving them the answers.
Gotcha.
And they was like, ooh, Professor D. That was dope. Can you say that again? I'm like, I don't even know what I said.
Gotcha, yeah.
So I started getting things downloaded to me, messages. And I would like walk away real quick, try to write that. I can't keep up with it. Before you know it, I saw people doing like this.
Okay.
They started recording me.
Okay.
Those videos that you see are my students recording.
Nice. Okay. And I was going to get to that too.
Yeah.
Does she have... Is there somebody? Did you have a videographer?
No, man.
It was so impactful.
Professor D want to teach you how to read because sometimes that deliver is discovery. They were showing me.
Yes, that's right.
The one little girl from Chicago. Y'all see how I keep going back and forth because I know Keisha.
That's right.
But I got a couple degrees from the PWI, so I can talk like that as well if I need to.
Correct.
Okay, because I can do that. However, Keisha needs somebody to talk to her. Keisha, the one that had me go viral the first time on Twitter. I didn't even know. They was like, Professor D, you see you on Twitter? I was like, I'm on Twitter, but I don't do anything. They was like, no, you on Twitter. Like your little video is going. I didn't know. Because that's not what I was doing it for.
Exactly.
Stop that. Stop looking for somebody to validate you. Stop looking for the moment to catch on film. Everything is going to be filmed anyway. Whatever somebody's supposed to hear, they're going to hear. You don't have to force it. Let it happen. Because here we are. That was 2017, 2018. Here we are 5 years later. And somebody's seeing that video. People be like, oh, you still at Central, huh? How's school? I'm not at Central no more. But because I was just being, I'm still at Central.
That's right.
But I'm gone. Gone far enough. For you to see.
That's right.
For you to see. For this moment in time.
it.
Okay, yeah. I digress. I digress.
That is some good stuff because, like you said, that you didn't. That wasn't planned, orchestrated. That was just you being you.
That's how I wrote the book.
That's how you. Okay.
Yeah, that's the question you asked me.
I did.
That's what he asked. So that's how I got to writing the book. My students helped me write that book. They don't even know it. Like I told them, like they did this to me. They kept doing it. They kept tagging me too. Okay. And I tag right back. So while y'all tagging me to write this book, I'm tagging you to get your degree. I'm tagging you to finish. I'm tagging you to, if this ain't what you want, let's sit down and talk about it so you can stop wasting everybody's time and money. I had this girl come up to me after class one day. She said, "It's confirmed I'm leaving. What you said today," I was like, that ain't what I said. That was what was downloaded for you to get. Because everybody didn't hear leave school. That's what you heard. Because that's what you needed to hear. Because you've been wanting to leave. But you would rather fail out. Don't do that. You don't have to. Because you might want to come back one day. Correct. But right now, for this time in your life, this is not the space and place for you. And for you to acknowledge that, that's major.
Are you looking to join a winning team? Join us as a broker and receive high-level training, mentorship, and an awesome commission structure. If you're interested, visit www.theheadleygroup.com or call us at 336-904-6212. We look forward to partnering with you.
I mean, there's so much to unpack there. I like what you said because I'm a big advocate for this right here. People seeking or needing validation from, what is it? This, right? It's and I understand other people have real reasons of why they do things on social media, but I think the big majority of it is validation. Is that a reflection on themselves and their self-esteem and who they are as a person? And if so, how they get over that? What needs to be done? What suggestion would you give to someone?
It's funny because I started out with the story about Let Her Be, me being in the alleyway, and me just like, this dude preaching. And I'm like twirling and everything, and my mom only can do what she know to do. Now, somebody else would have looked at me like, she need to sit her little bad ass down. But I wasn't being bad. I was being. But you want to put a adjective to it. You want to say I was being bad. So now you're looking at my mom like she just one of them young mothers. So in your mind, when you should be paying attention to the word, you looking for something else. And so what happens is people take their own perspective and they start putting it on things. And if they get enough people to go with it, that energy will flow with it.
I like the bar. Go with flow.
You see that? But if I'm just being in the culture that I'm in, and the culture allows my freeness, not freedom. Because if you use freedom, you think you're free, but you dumb because you're not free. Because that's a dome. Freedom. We have to pay attention to words.
That's right.
We don't even realize. The dome is on your free. So you really only gonna go so far because your mind is only gonna allow you to go so far.
That's right.
That's why you gotta take the limits off. See, that's lit. When you start being lit, your freeness, there is no dome. I'm not dumb about what I'm doing. I meant to do that. I'm intentional with that. I meant to do that. So if you see me, because you might see me on my page, because people like the professor at the beach with a 2-piece on. Yep.
You are who you are.
Because what program told you I couldn't do that?
That's right.
I came, not here, but I moved to Florida in my free. No plans, in my free. People don't know me wearing the 2 pieces was major. Because I would be wearing a cover up on my swimsuit.
Okay.
I didn't feel secure. But I got around some other free energy.
That's right.
They don't care. See, most people actually don't care about what you care about. You tripping.
That's it.
It's that program, though. Let me do some work here. Let me find out why do I do that? Hey, you remember, like, you got to start asking yourself. Sit down and shut up.
Did you catch that?
You're around too much noise. Around too many people. Doing too much. Walking through the room for no reason. You need to sit down. Well, I don't know how to meditate. It's called sit down.
I like that.
Be quiet.
Yeah.
Listen for the voice. The voice inside your head. Okay. Who is that voice? Where that voice coming from? And what is that voice telling me to do? Is it serving your higher self? Is it a good look for you? So when you start being quiet and you start blocking people out, you start respecting your own silence. And then you start making other people respect it. I ain't gonna go into that part. Well, they're gonna have to do something else. They got to come see me in another place.
Exactly. I like what you said, the good energy. You went somewhere else. Now I'm around this good energy. Is it just in a new environment, or is it a collection of people who has the same mindset as you?
Do you remember what happened before COVID?
In terms of
what life was doing before COVID. Life was doing something before COVID, right? There was a shifting. You were already being challenged in a certain way, and you were a little bit more independent to make the decisions that you wanted to make. Then COVID came, and whatever came with COVID, it puts you in a situation where you weren't as independent in making that decision about whether it was starting a business, whether it was going to school, whether it was going on the road, going on tour, opening up a gym. You couldn't do that. But there were things that you could do. So then what happened after that? What happened post-COVID? See, people don't even realize 3 years already.
That's right.
3 years post-COVID.
Wow.
And a lot has changed.
Correct. So much.
The shift happens whether you want it to happen or not. It's almost like you take a bowl, and you ever seen somebody cooking and they shake it? They want to flatten everything out. They want to get the lumps out. Let me get the lumps out. Let me shake it up. Let me stir it up. Yeah, I bleach my own hair. And I got to stir that bleach in that volume. I got to put the right developer in there, right?
Correct.
But I got to stir it up to get them lumps out of there, because I want it to go on smooth. And I put it on. Everybody gonna get shook. Everything that can be shaken will be shaken. There is a stirring of the gift. What happens when it's out there? What you gonna do? You looking at everybody else? Like, let me see what they're gonna do.
They're gonna do. Correct.
What? You think that's concrete? That's quicksand. They was shaking. That's quicksand over there. They tell you they got it laid out for you. You start walking over there. The closer you got, you see it's quicksand. But you already over there. And you get in the quicksand with them. That's what you did. Because you're not being aware now. They over there popping. They hot. So it's hot to be in quicksand, huh? That's the decisions that we making out here.
Basically. That's right.
I want to be verified. I want to be over there with them because people know them. They want to connect to that energy. Okay, go ahead. Look like concrete. That's quicksand.
I like that. I like that. Would you say authenticity is at the top of that list. People focus on that, being their true selves, then everything else will follow after.
That sounds really good. Have you noticed something?
What's that?
There's certain words that people are starting to use. That's not what that meant.
Okay.
Not only is that not what that meant, but that's what that meant, but that's not what that meant for you.
Mm.
And you use that word because you heard somebody else use that word.
Mm-hmm.
You know those words that are starting to be used, organic. Get out of out of here.
Correct.
And you're at the grocer because there's a program running. You're at the grocer. Oh, this is organic. Let me get that. It's not.
Greenery.
Come on. Oh, yeah, this is some organic stuff around here. Yeah, this is real. I got some authentic people. Oh, really? You want to be authentic? Let's talk about what you really scared. What you really scared about. You want to be your authentic self? Let's do some shadow work. Why you keep messing with the same type of people? Why you keep sleeping with the same people? That's that shadow work that you like, dang, who is that? I don't want them to know that part of me. You only can hide for so long.
Correct. So in other words, so people...
Watch your words, watch your mouth.
So people don't be... They want to be authentic, but they don't be partial.
Yeah.
But you got to be all the way, basically. So if you're 100%, then that's when probably the floodgates should open. And I think that's when you really see your true blessings. Is that what you're saying possible?
You'll start seeing yourself in other people without judgment.
Even though if they judge you, who cares?
What I mean by you judging.
Okay.
So what happens is I see you. I'm like, yo, dope energy, man. I see myself like he's smiling, shining. Yeah. He wants the best for everybody. But I could see like, yeah, player though. And no, I'm using it as an example.
Okay, got you. Example.
I'm using him as an example.
Got you.
He's a player though. So I see you and I know that might be something that you're working on. Why? Because I'm working on it too. But there's no judgment.
Correct.
I mess with you like that because you owned it. And now I don't have to judge you and I don't have to judge me because we here together. That's why when you see somebody doing something that does not, it doesn't fit them, you might be like, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, how are you approaching it? Are you being love when you're saying that to them? Like, that's not, you shouldn't be doing that. Are you going to them on a good vibe and you really be in love and say, I see myself in that dude. I see me. So when I'm talking to this dude, I'm not talking to the player. I'm talking to me, my higher self. So when you're talking about that higher self, I see the potential. I see the potential, the power, the ability to be powerful in this person. That's who I'm talking to with love.
You hear that? Round of applause now. I mean, let me tell you something. So many jewels being dropped. Now let's let's take a little break because we
like the pastor.
Yeah, but
I'm a preacher's kid. We talk about that.
Well, you know what I think it is? I think the heat was on. Quick commercial break. If you're interested in a career in real estate or you're a seasoned vet, you might want to change. New environment. You don't like the atmosphere you're in. The Headley Group Realty could be there to assist you with your career. What do we offer? Great culture, great environment, leads, and an awesome commission structure. Let us be there to support your business. One thing, you got to be in the state of North Carolina. Let's get back to the show. Professor D, I know we took a little break right there, people. We had to, because she is giving us so much great jewels that hopefully you are writing things, but not literally writing it down, but you write it down. Matter of fact, write it down. You're going to play it back over and over and over.
But you just said something. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's good to take notes.
Write it down. Got you. Right. You remember better?
You definitely remember better.
Got you.
Yeah.
No. This is
it's the teacher. It's the teacher.
And that's what I want to kind of zone in on. What's some of the impact later on since Central State University? And I can imagine what the results been, even though that wasn't your intentions to kind of be on film, but to pour into your students. What was some of the responses back? They came back and said, "Hey, it's like the student told you, this is it. I'm out of here." Give us some of them stories, some of the moments.
So you told me at the beginning of the interview, you was like, "We're gonna go back." So I had went to this little girl, right? And I'm from Canton, Ohio, so that's Pro Football Hall of Fame. So that's what we live football. Correct. And Cleveland Browns. Yep, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. Dog pound, baby, for life. But anyway, fast forward. I ended up working for Jim Brown, a professional football Hall of Famer.
Nice.
As soon as I graduated from college, that's how I actually got into education. And I taught a class called A Mayor I Can. And everybody knows after Jim stopped playing football, he was already doing it, acting, but he was also working with the gangs in LA. So he worked out a truce with the gangs, the Crips and the Bloods. So fast forward, when I would go train, when I would go to LA or whatever, and we're sitting at his house because he didn't mind inviting the gang members over his house. I remember this one time we were doing a round table. There were 2 Crips there. And we're just kind of talking. He's talking to them and he asked them certain questions. And the one question he asked this young man, "What about your dad?" And literally he just started crying.
Oh, wow.
This is a Crip. This is a killer. He was just talking about killing people. Right. It's a killer. But there's certain things that has to be dealt with in the healing process. See, that's why education and the indoctrination is not for us to heal. It's really not for us to be healthy. It's for us to be controlled. So and I'm not gonna go in what I don't agree with. We talking about what we talking about right here, okay? Let me just tell you, I'm not that person to be coming and apologizing and saying, well, what education is for. No, what I'm talking about right now is in this moment in time, we got to get past some of the things we were taught. It wasn't right. Okay. I'll tell you one program that we have working on us right now since we started school. And as soon as I do this, you're going to know what it is. What's this?
I pledge allegiance to that flag.
The United States of America. Wherever you are in time, if I do this, we don't need a song and pomp and circumstance. We are all going to say it together in a cadence, in a rhythm. It's how we learned it. It's how they program us. It's how they teach us. I can say right now, we're going to start it over. We're going to start it over because you didn't get to do it with us. We're going to start that. I'm going to do it. And don't nobody say it out loud. But then when I put my hand up, I want you to say where you're at. In that program. Okay. So when I put my hand up, I want you to start saying it in your head. And then when I put my hand up this way, I want you to say it out loud. All right.
Okay.
Even our camera guy, I need you to do it too.
Gotcha.
All right. Ready?
You go. What I know.
And to the Republic. See, it's always that one kid. The one kid in class that he said, "Oh, I'm ready. Here we go." But see, you was talking.
I was. Get me, teacher. That's the teacher coming.
Let me give you the directions again.
Okay, give it to me again.
You don't got to do the arm yet. Okay. Not yet. Let me do it. Okay. I'm going to do it. As soon as I do it is when you start it in your head.
Okay.
Now, if you want to put your hand up, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
But as soon as I do it, then you start. Perfect. And you're saying it. And then when I do this, now you say where you're at.
Okay, perfect. I got it. I am following instructions.
I love it. Okay. For which it stands.
Liberty.
He did say if he knows it. Usually what happens.
Yeah.
No, really, it's we're all on the same cadence.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I kind of, I did a little synopsis of how I actually teach that.
Okay.
But it's different when you're doing it in this space and time. But anyway, we're all taught that on the rhythm, like your ABCs.
Okay.
ABC. Like, can anybody really say their ABCs without singing it?
I know, right? So used to
the program. Nothing wrong with it. We learned it. But now that's how you're learning everything. If it don't come with a song, with a beat, with a, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to just read anymore. I want you to entertain me, edutain me. That's some of the problems that we're having, actually, with ourselves.
I do. I agree with that.
Because we're walking through life, we got this rhythm and some of us is off and we're trying to find the rhythm. So we're looking, let's get to the rhythm of the beat. Let's get to the rhythm. Okay, I like the way that sound over there. But you can make your own music.
I like.
Universe. One verse, one song. When you make your song, because we're all connected, you will then connect with the people you're supposed to connect with.
That's right.
Instead of trying to force it over here,
correct,
and force it over there.
Naturally. Things you have ongoing now. I want to segue a little bit. Right. You got your hands in many pots.
It's only 4 eyes on the stove.
Oh, I love the metaphors. I love them. So, okay.
Because I was her.
Okay.
My hands was in the pots and the pans. And it was cool for when it was cool. Because I was intentional. I was. But people that I was connected to weren't. They keep doing this. Hey, we want you a part of this. Hey, you want to do this? Hey, you want to do that? I can't let you do that to me no more.
Correct.
And then people would say, oh, I see you doing too much. And then I'd be like, you ain't doing enough. Don't let people tell you that.
That's right.
Who said that? I'm multi-purpose. So, yes, I do have about 4 pots.
And I know, and that's why I asked. I know you have the 4 pots cooking. And help me, correct me if I'm missing something. Radio show.
Yeah, London, England.
We've
been doing that for about 8 years.
8 years now. Okay. And going around the country, inspiring, speaking, life, the people. Correct?
Yes. And being an author is important to me because I didn't really realize how much I like to write. Not just write, but write other people's stories.
Because we have someone particularly that I think everyone knows. And I'm going to let you mention the name.
Yes, Andre Rison. I finished his book last year. Yeah. Yeah, Andre Rison. Most people probably know him with the football. He played for like 7 teams with the NFL. One of the major teams he played with that everybody really knows him for is with the Falcons because him and Deion were this duo, this tandem, right? Ketchup and mustard, right?
Correct.
But then sometimes people don't know him for that either.
Yeah.
But then when I say, well, do you remember TLC? Yeah, TLC, Left Eye, yeah. Well, she burned his house down. Oh, I remember that. Then they go into that whole thing. But he never told the story as to what happened.
Oh, really?
Until I did. Yes, I did that.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And was that because he was guarded and then people?
Sometimes it's just divine timing.
Mm-hmm.
And, the way he says it is his feet were not set. His feet weren't set where they needed to be. Mm-hmm. Because what happens, sometimes people get out the porch too quick.
Okay.
And then you'd be like, oh, I should have never got off the porch. Because it's going to take one thing, because I could start doing this too and you fall right over. You weren't ready.
Hope y'all caught that.
Mm-hmm. And it's okay not to be ready.
That's right.
It's okay. Some people, you think you're ready because you have the money. But the money doesn't make you ready.
That's right.
If you haven't healed in your heart yet. And healing takes time. And it may take you longer because you got to dig a little deeper. Yeah.
Are you looking for a real estate brokerage to help you buy or sell your property? The Headley Group Realty is here to assist you with that process. We also hire brokers to join us and give them the best training and mentorship, leading to a great office atmosphere and an attractive commission structure. Our goal is to show homeownership at the highest professional level and empower the real estate business. If you're interested in buying or selling your property, visit www.theheadleygroup.com or call us at 336-904-6212. We look forward to partnering with you.
Yeah, again, more so many great tools here. And the reason why I'm touching on the 4 pots, right? Top of it being an author, you really enjoy writing.
Oh yeah.
Quite sure. There's more people coming down the line real soon. More books that you're writing, ghost writing, or
I actually I just finished 2 more books. One with a therapist, and hers is called Revealing the Scars.
Revealing the Scars, gotcha.
Yeah, child abuse, and now she never told anybody, and now she's a therapist at a school. And then I finished a book for a lady that's 75. She wrote her first book. It's a daily devotional. So people are choosing. They're choosing them. They're choosing to dream. And so when you asked about that part, yeah, there's other people that I could be writing for, but I got to write some more books. I have a lot of books in me.
Got you. Okay.
And that's another thing. I studied with Dr. Miles Monroe for some years. And one of the things he taught us is that you need to die empty.
I think I know where you're going with it, but go ahead.
Yes.
Yes.
You need to die empty. And he's like, get it out. Whatever that is, get it out. And I mean, he was killed in a plane crash when he was 60. Like, probably about, it's like he was telling them, y'all got it ready, but he had prepared his church. He had prepared his congregation.
Oh, I think
the Bahamian pastor.
I look a lot
motivational, yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Dope. Google him. Dope. Yes. Talks about purpose.
Yes.
Like, really.
He really does. He really does.
Yes.
It's really inspiring as well. Die empty. I like that.
And you worried about what?
Correct. That's right.
What they gonna say? What if they don't buy it? It might not be for them to buy this week. It may not be for them to buy this year. Nice. Do you know how many books that we read from that are so old?
That's true.
How many people are inspired by old stories?
That's true.
What are we doing? So the life coaching is the other pot. And I got certified to be a life coach in 2006 out in Orange County, California. Okay. Before it was popular.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was just doing it, just like, okay, I do this anyway. All right, sounds good.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, everybody's doing it, and that's fine. You got to do something.
Correct.
When you're supposed to do it. So since I'm out of the classroom and I'm able to write, I'm able to talk a little more to people because I had to take care of me.
That's right.
See, I'm not going to come out here like, oh, y'all looking for something. Let me see. I know she went through something. I know. Let me see. Because she's talking like she let her be. Yes. I would never even say that if I didn't know what you thought. Because I know the thoughts that people are having about people who out there that's speaking truth. there's a lot of skepticism because you've been lied to for so long. Some people would rather believe the lie. They would rather buy the lie than to really have to sit in the truth. Have you ever had a cavity before? Now, if you're aware and you take care of your teeth, you're like, you feel something's not right. You can get a cavity even if you're taking care of your teeth, because you know you ain't supposed to be having some sugar that you didn't know, that you didn't really realize it was some sugar. You know, got a little cavity, so you feel a little air in there or whatever. So you're aware, so you go get it taken care of. Because you tell yourself the truth, I probably got a cavity. But somebody else is like, I ain't got no cavity. I ain't never had no cavity. They gonna keep letting that cavity get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Then you turn into tooth decay in that tooth. And then when you go to the doctor, they're like, I'm gonna try to save it. We're gonna do a root canal. I'm gonna try to save it, right? Save that which was lost, but we gotta clean it out first. And then we're going to fill it. Now, they used to fill it with one type of material, but now it's 2023. They fill it with another type of material. Because I can remember when they changed it, they said, would you like to come in and we'll replace it for free? So that way you won't have any problems with it.
Correct.
The reason why I brought up tooth decay is because you've experienced truth decay.
Truth decay. Another one. Another one. I got to highlight that. Truth decay.
You know, there's some decay there. Let's go back to the programming. You know what's wrong. You glitching. You like literally glitching. Like the Matrix, like you glitching trying to get to the other side. And they're like, you got to get to this phone booth and get in there because the truth is here. And you're like, wait.
So people want to run from the truth.
Oh my gosh, yes. Because why? What they say about the truth.
It hurts.
Yeah, but it also heals.
With time, or can it heal right then and there, bro? Depends on that person. Yeah. Listen, Professor D. Again, we can literally go for hours, on hours. She's enlightened us, you all. I want to ask you, because I kind of want to wrap this up, right? Because I know that I just want to make sure that you're good. So I want to kind of wind it down a little bit. Is there a question that I didn't ask you that I really want you to elaborate and touch on for the audience in terms of from the mental health standpoint?
Mental health.
Because that's what this segment is. This is the mental, because, you know, again, we're a real estate show, but if the mental health is not intact, give a damn what you're doing, you will fall.
So what I would like to say about that is, one thing when I got thrown into really being a health professor, a lecturer, is the psychological health. And you can think about it like this. We are a mess, mentally, emotionally, socially, and spiritually. So those are four main health components that I like to focus on when I'm talking to people. Mental is thinking, emotional is feeling, social is relating, and then spiritual is being. So what are you thinking? What are you feeling? And how are you relating who you are being to others? My true I amness. So if I can get everybody to focus only on mental health, what are you going to focus on?
True health.
Which is your thinking.
Correct.
Which is awesome, because now if I change my thinking, I'm going to change the way I feel.
Exactly.
If I change the way I feel, I'm going to change the way I relate to you.
That's right.
Imagine if I change who I am through changing the way I think, through changing the way I feel. And I change who I am. And now I'm able to give you and relate to you with my authentic self. That's what this is about.
I like that.
As a man thinketh, so is he.
That's right.
speak those things that be not as though they were. See, these are programs that actually are good programs, but we need to update them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like when the dentist asked me, yeah, you had a tooth, okay, years ago, we filled it. There's this new material we would like to switch it out with. Okay. So that way, when you get hit with something else, it's not going to do what it did.
Exactly.
So let's update these truths. Not as if you really want to believe something different. Nah, you've been there. You've been wanted to be that person. You always believed, but nobody understood you. So if you just get to a point where you can understand yourself.
Like that, understand.
Not under. Why do I gotta always be under?
Okay.
Let me go in. Sometimes it's just one little word choice.
Tell you something, man. And again, this Professor D has a large amount of quotes.
They just be coming.
But I've never heard that in my life.
Oh, no, I didn't make up understand. I didn't make that up. I did.
Okay, I never heard that.
Yeah.
But
because the program, nobody
really highlights.
People don't want to, Yeah. If I could say, you said the question, how do you get through it? And we'll talk another time about life or whatever. But the very first test you take in school is what type of test?
Standardized test.
Okay, before the major test.
Okay, gotcha.
Literally when you're in kindergarten and first grade.
The 1 + 1, 2, ABC.
Even before the math. Yeah, okay, so you learn your ABCs.
Correct.
ABCs, you put those together and they make a word.
Correct.
Word makes sentences make paragraphs and so on. It's a spelling test. Spell. You take a spelling test. What is a spell? Think about what a spell and what you learned to spell was. So when I speak this word, I am projecting a spell. Do something. What am I telling life to do? That's why now that we're like 40, 50, 60 years old, we're like, I got to do affirmations. Because I have to reprogram my mind. I have to take some of those spells. I got to reverse the curse. And I have to reset, reprogram, rejuvenate, refine my mind, because the 8-year-old me, the 12-year-old me said, you look stupid. So the 12-year-old me at 36 is like, you look stupid. Now, where did you get that from? You spell stupid. STUPID. You was in class and you spelled stupid wrong. In class. And that one boy that you like saw that you had spelled it wrong. He's like, you stupid. You look stupid. But you like that dude. And you'll never forget that he told you, you look stupid. You still think you look stupid. But it really wasn't that he said you look stupid. It was that your dad didn't tell you you look beautiful.
See that?
I'm done.
You see that? You see how
y'all blaming the wrong people for the problems. You blaming the wrong people.
And ultimately, you.
So when people get mad at my video where I say, if there's anything wrong with you, you did it to yourself. Ooh. That ain't what was said. What was said, if there's anything wrong with you, I'm not talking about that 4-year-old that was abused.
Correct.
Not the 5. There was no, you didn't know how to be accountable. You didn't know how to say, do. But if you're 45 years old and you still carrying that ish, and you still, I know I have. You got access to. You got access to too much information. You got, come on, man, they're going to pay for that work. What we going here? The little 12-year-old dude, when he said you look stupid, he long gone. Come on, what is this really about? Your dad is dead. Do you want to go forward? Do you want to walk in your true I amness? Are you really ready to be who you've always been? That's what this is about. You have time right now to be who you've always been. But you think you got time to be that, and you don't. You don't got time for that. Yeah.
Sound pack for that was ladies and gents. Ladies and gents,
I love y'all though. Like I know I got the little attitude thing going on.
No, but this is good.
But I'm really like kind of like, I feel like I'm bucking. Because I'm bucking the system. But it's with love. Like I want to buck and I want to real, relevant, and raw.
And let me tell you something.
It's love.
That's why we have her in the studio. We have her here to actually speak and empower our team. Want to wrap this up. I want to thank you all for listening and watching the Headley Group Real Estate Show. We ask you to continue to support us and to support Professor D. Any and everything what she has going on. Again, we'll have all that highlighted in her book as well. Last minute comment.
Yo, I just want to give you your flowers, your fireworks, your cigar. Like, you dope. This is dope what you're doing. I believe that more people need to take chances on themselves. Take the fear away. Be fearless.
Yes.
Be fearless. Be dope. Deliver on purpose every time. Come from the gut.
That's right.
Okay, we can come from the gutter.
Okay.
Get it out the mud. But the best gut to come from, the best gutter, is your intuition. Sit down and shut up. And you'll know exactly what to do next.
There it is, ladies and gents. We'll see you all next time on the Headley Group Real Estate Show, our mental health edition. Take care. Hey, gang, I hope you really enjoyed that show. Our guests provide us some great tips and insight, and please support them on all social media platforms. And while I'm saying that, support us on all social media platforms. And don't forget, watch the entire video on YouTube. We'll see you next time.